Hi. Have you ever felt like you really just don't belong, whether it's situational, environmental, the period of time? Has there ever been a period of your life where you just sat there and went like, what am I doing? Like, I just truly don't belong here. Reflecting on my book on chapter 2, I had somebody recently ask me this question. Being raised in such a tumultuous way and, coming from adoption and not really fitting in, how did you ever move forward with that? And they also asked this question, and I have actually got this question a lot. Are you close to your siblings still? And it's a valid question, right? People that are not in my shoes, everybody's going to have a different idea of what it feels like to be adopted, raised with 7 other children that you have no biological relation with. As my journey began through my life, my young life, I knew I didn't belong in this situation, right? That was my innate feeling. I didn't belong in this hell, so to speak. However, did I belong with these people, with my siblings, with my parents? 100% I did belong there. And throughout all of the work that I have done, and this is something that's really hard to understand for many people. How can I not hang on to animosity, anger, resentment, and really bad feelings, considering all that I went through? It is in doing all of the work that I began to realize and I began to understand I did belong the entire time. I was supposed to be exactly where I was. Now, those experiences, I could reframe and I could change my perspective. I couldn't change the fact that they happened, right? So things were completely out of my control. However, how I showed up for myself moving forward was completely going to determine my entire future and my well-being. I decided that, although things were out of my control, these were not things that happened to me. They didn't happen to Anne, because now I'm taking possession of these things, right? They're simply things that happened. They're things that happened. And I chose whether or not I decided to feel like I belonged or I didn't. So mind shift, right? It's like home. I have moved all over the planet. I have never stayed in one shell of a house for longer than 3 years. I began to get a little bit weird with that. I love to move. I love change. I love new people. I love new life. I love to do that reset. I love it. Now, important to know, a lot of the times that I changed, I thought that I was escaping myself. I thought I was escaping the situational challenges that I was in. Changing a roof, changing a room, and changing a driveway has nothing to do with the internal pieces of you. That is the work. All right. It took me a while, of course, like everything else does, to get to the point where I realized this is something that if I truly want to change, it's not my address. It is me. Change is me. I don't change the people around me. I change me. And then me adapts to wherever it is that I am and how I want to be. In short, to answer the question, I 100% belonged. Are my siblings, my family? 1000%. My parents, 1000%. Blood to me is definitely not what it is to a lot of people. I get to choose who my family is. I get to choose who I surround myself with, and I get to choose who I love. Just because I share blood with somebody does not mean that I must choose love. And that is where I belong. And if you've read my book, you kind of understand that. And that's not to be disparaging to anybody. That's just simply the way that it is, right? We can show up whatever works for us. Home to me is not an address, it's a feeling. It's like the pillow that Wesley and I had. Home is wherever we are. It's not a place, it's a feeling. I hope that, I hope this helps. And I hope that as you have those moments of feeling like you don't belong, those are the moments to stop and breathe. And I mean breathe intentionally. I don't mean like, we just breathe, right? We get up in the morning, we breathe. We don't really think about breathing, we just do. But when you intentionally stop and you close your eyes and you breathe and you think and you feel, you begin to uncover so much. And do not tell me you don't have time, because I'm going to tell you something. If you were to track every single minute in your life, you do have time. time is only an issue in the absence of value. So do you do what you value? That's the question. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them. Be raw, be real, be unapologetically you. Thank you guys. Have a great day.